Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel and another episode of the series English Made Easy. Today we are going to discuss a poem in the Bazaars of Hyderabad written by Sarojini Naidu and which is also prescribed for the school level students and as well for the degree first year students by Usmania University. Let's jump into the video. In the Bazaars of Hyderabad, written by Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu is a poet and a politician of modern India. She belongs to 19th century and she was very well connected with the freedom struggle of India. So about the poet. Sarojini Naidu was born in Hyderabad into a highly educated Bengali family. She was an active participant in India's freedom movement. An outstanding public speaker, she was elected president of the Indian National Congress in 1925. She worked for women's education and franchise and campaigned against Parda. Franchise means right to vote. Those days, women were not allowed to vote. She became the governor of Uttar Pradesh in independent India. Naidu anchored her poetry in the culture of India. Mahatma Gandhi hailed her as Bharat Kokila, the Nightingale of India. The poem is written in 5 stanzas, was first published in the year 1912 from London in a form of book, The Bird of Time, with her other series of poems. The poem illustrates the social and the cultural life of Hyderabad. The bazaars are not only meant for financial dealing for buying and selling, but they are also the meeting places for people from different backgrounds having diverse interests. In this poem, Naidu describes the beauty of traditional Hyderabadi bazaars. She presents the lively pictorial scenes of merchants, vendors, peddlers, goldsmiths, fruitmen, and flower girls selling their goods, all of whom answer the questions of purchasers who buy their articles. The poem also describes the musical instruments being used by the musicians and magicians described in the bazaar. So here I would like to focus on this element. The poem is written in 5 stanzas. So it will be very easy for us if we try to comprehend stanza by stanza. And at the same time, I also would like your attention to focus on these lively pictorial scenes. So as we read the poem, we get a vivid picture of what she is trying to tell. Here she is trying to describe the poem, describe the bazaars of Hyderabad, and we get a feeling that we are actually present in the bazaars of the Hyderabad. And the entire poem goes in the form of a conversation. She puts a question to the merchants and the merchants answer to her questions. So this is a lively conversation where we as readers we enjoy the vivid picturization. We feel as if we are in the middle of the bazaars of Hyderabad. Okay. In the bazaars of Hyderabad, what do you sell? Oh, ye merchants, richly your wares are displayed. Turbans of crimson and silver, tunics of purple brocade, mirrors with panels of amber, daggers with handles of jade. So here the poetess asks the merchants, what do you sell? Your wares are richly displayed. O ye merchants, ye. Ye means it's a poetic form of plural you. Richly your wares are displayed, turbans of crimson and silver. These are the turbans. Turbans are the headgears worn by people and they are of crimson and silver color. What do you mean by crimson? Crimson is a deep red color. Then tunics of purple brocade. What are tunics? Tunics are upper garments slightly longer than a shirt. You can see in the picture the tunics and they are of purple brocade. What is brocade? Brocade is a rich patterned fabric typically woven with gold or silver thread and mirrors with panels of amber. You can see the picture there. Mirrors, they are decorated with panels of amber. What is amber? Amber is a deep yellow orange color precious stone. And then daggers with handles of jade. What are daggers? Daggers are short knives with pointed blades used for piercing or stabbing with handles of jade. Jade is again a green color with semi-precious stone. So this is about the first stanza. She's asking the question, merchants, and what are you selling? And then they are replying. So what are the merchants selling here? They are selling the turbans, tunics, mirrors, and daggers. So turbans are of crimson and silver color. Tunics are of purple brocade, and mirrors are decorated with panels of amber, and daggers have the handles made of jade. What do you weigh, O ye vendors? Saffron, lentil, and rice. What do you grind, O ye maidens? Sandalwood, henna, and spice. What do you call, O ye peddlers? Chessmen and ivory dice. Now the poetess is asking the vendors, maidens, and peddlers what they were doing. So, who are the vendors? Vendors are the persons who sell wares. Wares means the various articles which are being sold in the bazaars. Then they say they are weighing saffron, lentil, and rice. That is the picture showing you the saffron and lentil and rice. Saffron is the flower. Okay, they call kunkuma puvu in Telugu. The flower, which is the dried flower, is used as a fragrance giver to the dishes. And then the lentils are the dals and rice, we all know it. What is grinding? Grind means crush to make smaller pieces. And that is the activity of grinding. See the pestle and the mortar which we use for grinding. Then maidens. Who are the maidens? Maidens are unmarried women. So, and the peddlers, who are peddlers? Someone who travel about selling wares, selling various articles. They travel on the roads and then they sell the articles. Then chessmen. Chessmen are the chess pieces with which we wear, with which we play. So, what are the chessmen made of here? They are made of ivory. Ivory is nothing but the tusk, elephant's teeth. Elephant's teeth are known as tusks, a very, very expensive element. So with that, the chessmen are made and the dice with which we play the game. So these are made out of out of ivory. So vendors, they are weighing saffron, lentil and rice. Maidens are grinding sandalwood, henna and spice. And the peddlers are calling out, means they are shouting out with of their articles. They sell the chessmen and the dice. So this is the next stanza. The poetess is giving us a very clear picture. Then what do you make, O ye goldsmiths? Wristlet and anklet and ring. Bells for the feet of blue pigeons, frail as a dragonfly's wing, girdles of gold for the dancers, scabbards of gold for the kings. Next, the poet is asking the goldsmiths, what are you making? Then they are telling that they are making the wristlet and anklet and ring. Who are goldsmiths? Goldsmiths are the person who work with gold and make ornaments with gold. And then wristlet. What a wristlet is? Wristlet is a bracelet. Bracelet which is worn to a wrist of the hand. And then anklet. What do you mean by an anklet? Anklet is a jewelry worn around the ankles. The ankles are the parts between the feet and the legs. Then frail. What do you mean by frail? Frail means very tender, very delicate. So what are tender over there? They are the dragonfly's wings are very tender. So the bells the goldsmiths are making for the feet of the blue pigeons are very delicate. That tells the workmanship of the goldsmith, how delicate work they also do. That is a dragonfly. And then girdles. What do you mean by girdles? Girdles are the belt or the cord worn around the waist. You might have seen girls wearing these ornaments around their waist. They are called as girdles. And then scabbards. What do you mean by scabbards? Scabbards are close-fitting covers for a dagger or a sword. Dagger or a sword. They are kept in a cover. They are called as scabbards. So these are the things which the goldsmiths make. They make the wristlets, anklets, and the belts for the blue pigeon's feet, girdles of gold for the dancers, and scabbards of gold for the kings. So these are the items made by the goldsmiths and they are available in the bazaars of Hyderabad. Next stanza. What do you cry, O ye fruitmen? Citron, pomegranate and plum. What do you play, O ye musicians? Sitar, sarangi and drum. What do you chant, O ye magicians? Spells for the eons to come. So the poetess is asking other merchants or other persons available in the bazaars. Fruitmen, they are selling citron, pomegranate, plum. Citron are the lemons. And then the pomegranate we all know, anar, and then the plums, other um, juicy fruits. Then the magicians, what are they playing? The sitar, sarangi and drum. You can see those musical instruments in the picture. The sitar is there, drums are there and sarangi also is there. And then chant. What do you mean by chant? To go on repeating sacred text rhythmically. In a group, they repeat the sacred text. And then eons. What do you mean by eons? The longest time period is called eons. So the magicians are chanting out the spells for longer period. So even if you listen to them now, you will be able to remember them for a longer period. That is the effect of spells which are being chanted by the magicians. So here in this stanza, she's questioning the fruitmen, magicians and magicians. Look at the juxtaposition of musicians and magicians in this poem together. So we get a very clear picture of the bazaar, especially the bazaars of Hyderabad in this stanza. The next stanza. What do you weave, oh ye flower girls? With tassels of azure and red. So she's asking the flower girls, what are you weaving? Okay, what are they? What can the poet see there? The tassels of azure and red. Tassels are these kind of bunches made out of threads. Azure is a deep blue in color and then red color. So these tassels are made there, and she's asking the flower girls. And then the flower girls are telling crowns for the brow of a bridegroom. So a flower crowns which have to be worn by the bridegroom, they are making. Then chaplets to garland his bed. Chaplets are the white garlands which are used to decorate the bed of the bridegroom. Then sheets of white blossoms, new garnered to perfume the sleep of the dead. Till now, we get a very bright picture of life, and all of a sudden, look at the philosophy the poetess is trying to give us through her poem. Sheets of white blossoms, new garnered. New garnered means freshly plucked flowers. Fresh flowers only give us the fragrance or the perfume. So this perfume is used to um, cover the dead persons. So sheets, white sheets covered with fresh flowers. So these are the things sold by the flower girls. They sell the tassels of azure and red, crowns for the bridegroom, chaplets to garland his bed, and white sheets with the freshly plucked flowers. So these are the things available in the bazaars. Now, the city of Hyderabad had a mixed culture of Hindu and the Islamic. The goods sold by the bazaar vendors, that is, the merchants, vendors, maidens, peddlers, goldsmiths, fruitmen, musicians, and flower girls cater to the needs of every segment and faith of the society. The poet provides a panoramic view of the colors, sounds, smell, and sights of an Indian bazaar. She has also used vibrant rhymes to describe the magnificence of the bazaars and also the products sold in the bazaars. Sarojini Naidu was a prominent figure in the Indian freedom movement and she wrote the poem In the Bazaars of Hyderabad as a part of the Swadeshi movement. The movement was an economic strategy aimed at removing the British Empire from power and improving economic conditions in India by developing Indian nationalism through the promotion of native products and urging people to leave foreign goods. She also tries to glorify the rich culture and living style of Indians, especially the Hyderabadis, through this poem. So, this is the theme of the poem. You can all just read once again and understand the theme of the poem. Now, the comprehension questions. First question. Describe the variety of articles the goldsmiths make. Who will buy these things? The variety of articles the goldsmiths make are wristlets, anklets, rings, and for the feet of blue pigeons, they make bells, which are as frail as dragonflies' wings. They also make gold girdles and gold scabards for the kings. The kings, dancers, and women buy these things. Second question. Can you think of a reason why the musicians and magicians are paired together in one stanza? Elaborate on your answer. Answer. Music and magic performances often leave us spellbound. They have a strong effect on humans. Music and magic are not the basic requirements of humans. However, each of these are enjoyable and make life more enjoyable. Musicians play instruments that are enjoyed through our sense of hearing, while magicians baffle our sense of vision. The two professionals mentioned in this stanza earn their livelihood because they cater to the human senses. Third question. Comment on the juxtaposition of the flower girls making garlands for a bridegroom while also making them for corpses at the same time. Juxtaposition means placing two things side by side. Corpses are the dead bodies. Answer. The flower girls were selling flowers for both happy and sad occasion. They were making crown and garlands for the marriage ceremony. Chaplets were made to decorate the bed of bridegroom. The flower girls were also making a sheet of white flour to cover the dead bodies. These are some of the happy and sad occasions for which the flower girls are weaving flowers. Question number 4. How does this poem balance the physical world with the philosophical? Answer. In this poem, Sarojini Naidu describes the magnificent things of life along with common scenes in the bazaars of Hyderabad. The poem is set in the form of conversations between customers and vendors. I think the bazaar is for everyone. People can buy everyday necessities like eatables, ornaments, and fruits to satisfy their senses. At the same time, there are wares available in the bazaar that are needed to be used when the people die. In this way, the poet beautifully depicts the balance between the physical and the philosophical world at a place called bazaar. Question number 5. The Swadeshi movement launched during the freedom struggle urged Indians to boycott British products and to rely on local ones. Reread Naidu's biography on page 1 and discuss what relevance the poem may have in this context. Answer. Sarojini Naidu was a prominent figure in the Indian freedom movement and she wrote the poem in the bazaars of Hyderabad as a part of the Swadeshi movement. The movement was an economic strategy aimed at removing the British Empire from power and improving the economic conditions in India by developing Indian nationalism through the promotion of native products and urging people to leave foreign goods. She also tries to glorify the rich culture and living style of Indians, especially of Hyderabadis, through this poem. So that was the poem. I think all of you might have understood and comprehended the poem very well. And before I close, I would like to advise the students who are preparing for the examinations, you can follow the explanation which is given by me. But actually, poems are meant for only reading and enjoying, and they are meant for entertainment. So I would like to advise you all to read the poem on your own and go for your own interpretation. Poems are meant for the interpretation by the reader themselves, by the readers themselves. So I would like all of you to read the poem and enjoy for yourself. In the Bazaars of Hyderabad by Sarojini Naidu. What do you sell, O ye merchants? Richly your wares are displayed, turbans of crimson and silver, tunics of purple brocade, mirrors with panels of amber, daggers with handles of jade. What do you weigh, O ye vendors? Saffron and lentil and rice. What do you grind, O ye maidens? Sandalwood, henna and spice. What do you call, O ye peddlers? Chessmen and ivory dice. What do you make, O ye goldsmiths? Wristlet and anklet and ring. Bells for the feet of blue pigeons, frail as a dragonfly's wing. Girdles of gold for the dancers, scabbards of gold for the king. What do you cry, O ye fruitmen? Citron, pomegranate, and plum. What do you play, O musicians? Sitar, sarangi, and drum. What do you chant, O magicians? Spells for the eons to come. What do you weave, O ye flower girls? With tassels of azure and red, crowns for the brow of a bridegroom, chaplets to garland his bed, sheets of white blossoms, new garnered to perfume the sleep of the dead. All the very best. If you feel this video was helpful, please hit the like button, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.